All right, here's a look at the second problem in part 4, the review for the final, this maximizing profit piece. So here's two problems that I picked from the text that ought to be helpful. And the big thing is when you're maximizing profit, there's one thing that really should come to mind, and that should be the idea that you want to set the derivative of profit equal to 0. Well, first we got to get to profit. That little p is price, that price demand curve. And you guys remember profit is number of units times price. So you want to be careful that here's revenue and here's cost, and those are really important in the process. Whoops, I put another R in there. That's how you're going to get your profit. And if I continue this out, sorry, I'm writing over top of my own handwriting, distribute the negative and distribute the x. That's a mess. Let me get that out from under there. Combine like terms, things that I've done in previous problems and other circumstances, so hopefully you can see where those values come from. Just some basic algebra involved in there. But there's the actual function of profit, but it's not profit that I want. It's the first derivative of profit, set it equal to 0. That'll give you a maximum or a minimum, a relative maximum in a peak or a valley. So we want to set this first derivative equal to 0. There's the first derivative. And if we set it equal to 0, there's the solving would require, get the variable. If it's set equal to 0, I can add 0.04x to the other side and then divide by 0.4. And 125 equals x. That is the number of units that maximize profit. What I want to know, so there's the peak in my profit function at 125 units. What I want to do, though, is I need two questions answered. They're in the problem. If you go look, what price yields max profit? So you have to put that x units, that 125, into the price function. So I've noted that here. And we get $55. That's the price that gives us maximum profit. That's good to know. Sell 125 units, price them at $55 a piece. Actually, you could count, that's your revenue right there if you want to figure that out. What is the cost per unit at the maximum profit? So the other component is we would like to know what the costs are at that. Why are we maximizing profit? Up above, we actually have everything we need to calculate, the revenue that we're taking in, number of units, and how much they cost. But what about costs themselves? So to get the maximum, or the cost that goes with maximum profit, put the x back in the cost function. So there's your $37.90. $3,790 per unit, and that'll maximize that profit. Hopefully that clarifies a few things. The price that maximizes, other things that's general cost. And did I put per unit in there? There we go. Cost, not per unit. That's just overall costs. That'd be kind of scary if we had those high costs per unit. But that's the end of the story. Do email with questions. I'll get to others very soon.